Alright, so it looks like we have super breaking news. Like, this just happened a couple minutes ago. I had to just delete a video that I put up because I uploaded a video covering Kevin McCarthy losing on the second ballot. Now he has lost on the third ballot, so he has lost on another ballot. So, of course, Kevin McCarthy has been in a huge fight to get the speakership. And I actually covered this, credit to me. I was covering this story like 2-3 weeks ago, and I don't think almost anybody, I know probably TYT did cover it in the progressive media sphere, but I think I was like pretty much one of the only ones, so shout out to me. But anyways, the point here is this is history because this is the first time that a speaker vote has gone to more than one ballot in 100 years, since 1923 when progressives were fighting off a conservative speaker. So what's going on here is a third vote has now been lost. So here is what this actually says. It says, in the third round of voting, 20 Republican lawmakers voted against McCarthy for Speaker, the highest amount so far. Those votes went to Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio. In the first two rounds, 19 Republicans voted for a different candidate. Republican Byron Donalds of Republican Florida voted for McCarthy 2 times before changing his vote to Jordan. McCarthy received 202 votes in the latest round, making it the third time he's trailed Democratic Representative Hakeem Jeffries. Democrats have already elected Jeffries to be their caucus leader in the new Congress. And so basically what's going on here is he's not able to get the votes. And so what McCarthy needs right now is he needs 218 votes. There's 434 voters right now. One of them is a vacant seat left by a deceased Democrat. And so the magic number to win is 218 votes. That's how many votes you need. But there's a catch. So the catch is if there's enough, it's that number minus however many abstentions. So as of right now, 20 people are voting for Jim Jordan, which, by the way, there's a funny catch to that, because Jim Jordan doesn't actually want the speakership. He's not running. He's nominated Kevin McCarthy. And so these Republicans are trolls, right? And so their troll move is, let's nominate a guy who doesn't even want the speakership, like to troll even more. And so he doesn't even want the votes. He doesn't want the seat. He's not even running, right? So Hakeem Jeffries has all 212 votes from the Democrats. They're very like tight knit, right? They're just going Hakeem, and they keep shouting Hakeem, Hakeem in the House of Representatives. And so the votes are just going to continue going on, and there's no sign of like this changing at all in terms of like, oh, the votes changing, because there's just no sign of Republicans actually acquiescing and like coming to a close on this. Those 20 Republicans, and this Republican thing is not new. Remember, the Tea Partiers were super hardline, shutting down the government over funding Obamacare. So these crazy Tea Party Freedom Caucus people, remember, these people are crazies who have like massive Koch billionaires behind them. Progressives don't have anything behind them in terms of money. They just have small dollar donations. These people have billions of dollars behind them, like billionaires like the Koch brothers and people like that, because they want to defund the government and do all that kind of crazy stuff, right? So he lost the vote. So one more person switched to Jordan. So what I honestly end up seeing is I feel like it's more of a situation where Jim Jordan has a higher propensity towards losing votes than winning them, because right now he looks weak. And so when you look weak like this, it makes it so people are more likely to flip, because then you have more leverage in asking for concessions. So it's more like advantageous for you to flip, I feel like, than retain your vote for him. And so this congressman is Byron Donalds. He switched. He says, the reality is Representative Kevin McCarthy doesn't have the votes. I committed my sports team publicly and for 2 votes on the House floor. 218 is the number, and currently no one is there. Our conference needs to recess and huddle and find someone or work out the next steps. So Kevin McCarthy is apparently saying he's not going to adjourn today. He's not going to adjourn the session, which means to end it and then come back tomorrow, right? The House can't do anything without its speaker. It's paralyzed until it elects its speaker. So before it can elect its speaker, it's not going to be able to do anything, right? And so the Republicans' win in the midterms was like micro penis length, essentially, right? Because it only got 222 votes. Not only that, it's such a small sliver of a margin. Not only that, but in addition to that, if the New York had not gone schizophrenic and like Lee Zeldin and all the redistricting and stuff like that, if that had not happened, the Democrats probably would have actually taken the House. So this is a huge, huge deal. This is going to be very political too. But more on the algebra, the arithmetic here. The catch is you need 218, but that can be subtracted by however many people abstain. So as of right now, those 20 votes are voting for another representative. However, let's say those 20 voters, those 20 Republican voters were to just vote present, they were to abstain, then it would be 218 minus 20 is all you would need, right? You would just need 198 votes to win. Hakeem Jeffries in that situation has enough to win. By the way, Hakeem Jeffries fucking sucks. He hates progressives more than Nancy Pelosi did, bro. So wow, our luck, right? Trash motherfucker. But so basically he has 212. So currently the magic number is 218, 218. So that means 218 minus 6 is what Hakeem Jeffries would need. So he would need 6 abstentions from Republicans. I don't really think that's going to end up happening here. However, what is going on is, remember, Kevin McCarthy has been really threatening the Republicans who are like going against him with stripping them of committee assignments, etc. And so there was actually video footage, and I have a separate video of this that's going to be uploaded. It's of a conversation between Matt Gaetz and AOC, a very unlikely pairing, right? Unlikely couple there. They're talking, and AOC revealed that basically the conversation was about Matt Gaetz was coming up to her to say, hey, is it true that McCarthy is going to cut a deal with the Democrats to get a few votes to vote for Kevin McCarthy? Because now the question is, okay, well, what do you do if you're the Democrats? Do you try to give the few votes to help Kevin McCarthy because Kevin McCarthy would be better than a crazy person? I think that's a terrible idea. I think the proper strat here is let them humiliate themselves. This is a very good strategy. Like, for example, let's talk about Bill Clinton, right? You think of Bill Clinton. When do you think, just pause the video after I ask a question, when do you think it was that Bill Clinton had the worst poll numbers, right? Monica Lewinsky, right? You have to, that's what you must think. Monica Lewinsky's biggest scandal. False, fake news. It actually went up. It only went up during the Monica Lewinsky scandal because all of those investigations and all that BS, the public didn't like it. So it actually positively impacted Bill Clinton's poll numbers and negatively impacted Republicans' poll numbers. You can look at the United Kingdom right now. I think I saw the Labour poll numbers are up like 22 points or something crazy like that. I never thought I'd see that in my lifetime because the last one was like Tony Blair, and like Labour Party almost never wins. But after Liz Truss's just complete like disaster catastrophe government, it's just massive, right? And so you want, this is accurate, by the way. You're not manipulating anything. This is just organic, natural. They're just running around with their heads cut off like crazy chickens, right? And you're just like showing the American people like this is who they are. Do you want that? And it's really ironic too, because the reason why they were voted so small, they got such a sliver of a margin of victory, is this exact reason. It's like, oh, like they lost that, and then now it's going to be even worse for them. So assuming the American people aren't idiots, and two, assuming that the Democrats are like at least somewhat decent at marketing and being able to do that, because perception is actually more important than reality in these situations. I'll give you an example. George H.W. Bush's presidency had like 90% approval ratings after the Gulf War, because that was like a huge success in terms of going in, pushing Saddam out of Kuwait, and then dipping out. He didn't overthrow Saddam, right? So it was viewed as a major success. But then a minor recession hit, very minor recession, very slight. And then it ends up, the economy reverts back to being good again. It's back in a good situation. But for some reason, Americans' perception about the economy at the time was significantly more negative than it actually was, than reality of the economy was. And so Bill Clinton was able to hone in on that, and he was able to win. It's the economy, stupid. That was his that was his slogan, right, for his campaign. So, but the economy didn't match the perception of the economy. So perception supersedes actual reality, right? And so assuming that Americans aren't morons, they can see this, and then depending upon how well the Democrats are able to sort of market the way that this looks and not be dumb in that way, this should be really good for Democrats politically, because, and this is organic, this isn't something that you're doing where it's on purpose. It's just yo, look at these guys, they're crazy, they can't even vote for a speaker. Look at his face, dog. Look at this guy's face, shit, dude. The way he's looking now, he just shat his pants. He's like, fuck, I have to walk up to the bathroom like a duck, dude. So it's this is some crazy stuff. This is historic. It hasn't happened in 100 years, bro. 1923, my dog. Yeah, I think it was progressives in the House basically obstructing a Republican. So anyways, it's just crazy stuff going on here.